While some think the president isn't focused enough on the economy, others are worried about his new plan for the nation's education system. In fact, big changes are on the way for students and schools. Changes that could mean better teachers, longer school days, and more money. NBC Bay Area's Chris Sanchez is live with what's being billed as a stimulus for schools. Chris.
Well, Lisa, the teachers' unions endorsed Barack Obama in the presidential election because they liked what he had to say. So they've long been wondering what he would actually do once in office. So today's message was a mixed bag for many of these teachers who wonder whether they will be in the classroom next year at all. About 10% of the teachers in the Eastside Union High School District expect to get pink slips this Friday. Peggy Stover probably won't be one of them, but she and her students will still feel the impact.
The teachers bump positions as far as who is teaching what classes, and our classes are overloaded and it gets very difficult to really focus on the curriculum.
Though teachers in this district have been eager to hear the president's education plan, when he outlined it this morning, they were almost too deep in their fight for survival to hear it. Among the proposals, merit pay for teachers.
I reject a system that rewards failure and protects a person from its consequences. The stakes are too high.
Unions have long fought against paying teachers based on student performance, saying there are socioeconomic factors that even great teachers can't overcome. As for another proposal to lengthen the school year and the school day, the Eastside Teachers Union Association would love to see it, but doesn't think it'll happen in California, where Governor Schwarzenegger recently proposed cutting 5 school days to save money.
Are we going to have more funding? I mean, I think the longer we have a school year, the more funding we're going to need. And so I don't think it's realistic.
The president's plan includes no new legislation and no new funding other than the $41 billion already promised in the stimulus plan. Now, about 10% of the teachers in the Eastside Union High School District are expecting to get pink slips by Friday. The district board is meeting with the district tonight here, and many of those teachers and staff are planning to march here to show that they are in protest of those cuts. In San Jose, Chris Sanchez, NBC Bay Area News.
Week for teachers across the Bay Area this week, as many of them receive pink slips. Tonight, teachers and staff threatened with losing their jobs are planning to protest the Eastside Union School District meeting. The same day it comes as President Obama made his first speech on education. NBC Bay Area's Chris Sanchez shows us how the message was received in the Bay Area and whether it changes anything.
The future belongs to the nation that best educates its citizens. And my fellow Americans, we have everything we need to be that nation.
That hopeful message is in stark contrast to the despair educators are feeling all around the Bay Area.
Oh, this is scary. This is a really scary time.
Peggy Stover isn't among the 10% of teachers expecting to get pink slips this Friday in the Eastside Union School District, but one of 4 principals is. After 8 years in this office, Greg Meisner knows he's out.
This is not the first time I've got a pink slip, but it would be the first time it's actually followed through.
California's desperate budget times make it hard for many to imagine the success of one of the president's ideas, lengthening the school day and the school year.
Our governor recently proposed funding only 175 days, and then he said, and by the way, you could keep it at 180, but what if I only fund you for 175?
The president's plan didn't include funding beyond the $41 billion promised in the stimulus plan, an irony for those who think funding really is the biggest problem in education.
The only overhaul in education that's really required is an overhaul in funding it. We've got good people at all levels. There's no fat in a school. When you're having to cut people at the school level, you're cutting essential services.
Adding to the disappointment, a proposal to pay teachers based on performance, support for charter schools, and no planned change in No Child Left Behind.
The No Child Left Behind Act has caused more testing in a classroom and less instructional times.
Now, the district board meeting is happening right now as we speak, and about 200 teachers and staff are expecting to get pink slips this Friday. And this district is definitely not in a unique situation. So as you might imagine, educators have been looking forward to hearing the president's policy, but haven't had much time to listen to it as they fight for their jobs. In San Jose, Chris Sanchez, NBC Bay Area News.